Welcome to iMath Lesson 7. Today we are connecting distance on the coordinate plane to the Pythagorean theorem lessons that you reviewed last week. Problem number 1. You are asked to find the distance between the points 1, 7 and 9, 1. I have gone ahead and already graphed my points on the coordinate plane. 1 across, 7 up, 9 across, 1 up. I want to connect my 2 points, and then I want to draw a vertical line through 1 point and a horizontal line that connects the vertical line I drew with my second point, which forms the right triangle. We know that the Pythagorean theorem only works to find the lengths of sides on a right triangle. So that's what our point was, to draw that triangle. By measuring the distance on the vertical side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the horizontal side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I now have the information I need to plug into the Pythagorean theorem so that I can find side C, the hypotenuse of this triangle, which also happens to be the distance between these 2 points. So my Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. My legs are always a and b. So 6 squared replaces a, 8 squared replaces b, and then I complete the rest of my equation. Always solve your squares first, so 6 squared is 36, 8 squared is 48, 8 squared is 64. If I add those 2 squares, we get the total of 100. Now I need to isolate the c for this equation to be solved. The square root of c squared will isolate the variable c. What I do to one side, I do the same thing to the other side. So I have now done the square root of both sides. The square root of 100 is 10, and my c is equal to 10. So the distance between these points is a value of 10 units. Problem number 2. Find the distance between -4, 3 and 8, -4. Round to the nearest tenth. This is a pretty good clue that we are not going to get a nice whole number like we did in problem 1. So again, I have drawn my points. I will draw the line between my points. I will draw a vertical line through my first point. Connect that vertical line to my second point with the horizontal line, creating the right triangle. My sides measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units for the vertical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 units for the horizontal. So the process is the same. I'm going to take the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. I'm going to plug in the 7 and the 12 in place of a and b. I am solving for c. So 49 plus 144 equals c squared. Adding 49 plus 144 equals 193. Like we did earlier, the square root of c squared will isolate c. What I do to one side, I do the same thing to the other side. The square root of 193 is not a whole number. We get 13.892, and it keeps going. Directions tell us to round to the nearest tenths place. So when I look at this decimal number, the 8 is in the tenths place. The 9 tells the 8 what to round to. And since 9 is going to tell the 8 to go up 1, my rounded answer is 13.9 is what my C is equal to. So the distance between these points is 13.9 units. Thank you. Complete the paper. Take this to your math class today.